in about 15 minutes. Louisville making its 13th straight NCAA tournament. We'll have a chance to let Coach make an opening comment. If you're joining us via Zoom, please raise your hand on the toggle for Zoom. We'll come to you for a question. Until then, Coach, welcome to Baton Rouge. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
To start with a comment, and then we'll take the floor to questions.
No, just want to start off by saying thank you. Our trip in has been good. Appreciate the NCAA and all the hospitality that we've received so far. And looking for an opportunity to play a really good Middle Tennessee State team tomorrow. Got the utmost respect for them. We played them last year at their place, and they kicked our tail. So we're quite aware of how talented they are. Their coaching staff does a great job. Rick Insel has been around for a long time. Rick goes all the way back to Shelbyville. Been doing AAU in high school, and now he's been at middle and just done a fantastic job. So we know we're going to have a heck of a ball game tomorrow.
We'll open up the floor to questions. Please raise your hand. We have a microphone because we are streaming, so we'll bring the microphone to you for any questions for Coach.
Coach, when you're going up against a big like Anastasia Boldreva that's got some size advantage on the inside, how do you go about trying to defend her when you maybe guard her with shorter players?
Well, we've done that throughout our league the entire year. We're going to have to do everything we can to keep her off the low block. Have to make her earn everything she gets. But she's a very talented player. She does a really nice job of facing up. She puts the ball on the floor. She'll step at. She's not someone that you can just not guard at the three-point line. She's made 15 of them on the year, so it's not like she's going out there and that's her first shot. She's looking for it, but you still have to respect it. She runs the floor well. She rebounds outside of her area well. She's, Wheeler obviously, as they say, is the head of the snake, but she does a great job of cleaning everything up. You can't lose track of her in the post. So we know, we've watched enough film, our post players are aware of her from last year as well.
Other questions for Coach?
Hey, Jeff. Welcome back to Louisiana.
Thank you.
I remember the Final Four in New Orleans when you were here. Brett Martell with Associated Press. Kind of a bigger picture question that we're working on. How has would you say the NIL era affected your enjoyment of the job or the difficulty of it, or has it added a whole new layer of concerns and aggravation? Or
are you talking about our pay for play? Just teasing, just teasing. Hey, all right, everybody laughs some. Okay, good, because oh hell, that's a bad word.
Yeah, and we're asking the question.
Reality.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We're asking in the context of some of the things that like Nick Saban recently said about why he retired and so forth.
Well, I mean, I saw what Coach Saban had said also. No, I mean it's here. It's what it is. So you can either be upset about it or embrace it. And the challenging part of it is the balances of what are you able to get, what each school, what's the collective able to raise. I'd love a salary cap somehow, so then you're playing more on a even field. You go to Major League Baseball and at least they've got they have a tax, your luxury tax. So if you're over a certain amount in your NIL, well, then maybe somehow you're taxed. But if you're only able to raise a certain amount and you're way under what everyone else is able to raise, well, is it going to turn into the ones that have against the ones that don't have? It doesn't bother me at all. I think it's a great concept, and I've said it all along. I think it's wonderful. I don't think it's reality in some ways. I could be wrong, but I don't think every NFL player has an endorsement deal. A lot of them do, but I'm not sure everyone does. But on your team, we're trying to do everything we can. Our collective is working extremely hard. I'm not. our collective is, to make sure we phrase that correctly. Okay, but they're working extremely hard to make sure our players, they are all able to earn something, not earn, okay? And it's a lot of work, there's no question about it, but you have to be creative. You have to try to figure out ways. Has it added a new dimension to things? Of course it has. Is it something I enjoy? I mean, it's a new challenge, so I do enjoy that. But, at the end of the day, when I'd say 50 or 60%, if not higher, when you're recruiting, one of the first 5 questions is, what is your NIL capabilities? It's like, okay, here's what I think we can do. Here's what the collective can do. So I think it's going to be interesting here in the next few years how it all takes shape. Like, you can't rein it back in. I don't think it's something where they're going to say, hey, we're not going to do this anymore. But it is going to be interesting for me to see where it goes. And at this point in time, like I said, you just have to embrace it and try to make the best of it.
Obviously, you have players here like Owen Riss that have been through the Elite Eights and the Final Fours. How do you balance some of the players like, Jada that plays, and, Kiki that plays a big role in what you are trying to do to, enjoy the experience of the tournament, but also, you have a job to do?
Well, we always try and make sure it doesn't matter. I mean, it's our 13th straight NCAA opportunity, our tournament, and we want to make sure each year that the kids enjoy it. Like, you want to make sure it's a special event, and you want to make sure that you don't just come down. We came down last night. Normally, if it's a normal road game, you come down, you eat at the hotel, you spend the night, you wake up next morning, go to shoot around, play the game, and go home. Well, we wanted to make sure we came down and we took them out to eat. Wanted to make sure they had an opportunity to eat some local food, and see some things. So it's important to me to make sure they enjoy the experience. So we put in time for that, but then we also know it's a business trip, and we know what's at stake. So you have to manage to be able to do both.
Chessa Boucher with NBC 33 here in Baton Rouge. You coached Haley VanLeer for 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. What do you see from Haley in the postseason, and also what have you seen maybe growth over the past year if you have kept up with her?
She played extremely well for us. I thought we did a great job of putting her in positions to succeed. She was a first-team All-League player for us, honorable mention, All-American. She had a great 3 years, and she graduated. And that at the end of the day, that's what us coaches are here to do, is to try to make sure you give a great basketball experience, and then you make sure your players graduate from college. So we did that. And it's not like I've sat down and watched film. We're sitting here, we have our own team I'm worrying about, and we have a great opportunity here tomorrow. And if we're fortunate enough to move forward, then we'll see who we play on Sunday.
Scott Rabelais from the Baton Rouge Advocate. I have to ask you where you went to eat. We always want to know where you go to eat.
You know
I'm
what?
obsessed with that down here.
Amy, where did we go eat last night?
Someplace that had a big patio in the back, they had board games.
Okay.
Barbie, BB, God. Thank you.
Oh, you went to BBQ.
Yes, it was very nice. Yes. Yeah.
We're obsessed with food here. We have to ask.
Okay. The players love the beer. God, great beer. Great beer. We stuck with the beer shots. We stopped them at. Just teasing again.
I got you. Not the first time. That's the first time I've seen you at a press conference.
All right, good.
You knew you'd get some Haley questions. Will you make a point to speak to her? Will you let that happen organically? Will you try to stay away?
Listen,
what do you want?
That's called tampering. That's tampering. The NCAA, am I incorrect? If I go speak with a player from another team, they would consider that tampering. And with the fines that I've incurred so far this season, I don't think I need it anymore. So I will stay away from anything that will cost my kids any more enjoyment of a vacation. Yeah. Because we're going to the state park this year instead of down to the islands or something because of the $20,000 I paid already. We're camping.
Going back to Middle Tennessee, you mentioned Savannah Wheeler's the head of the snake for them offensively. What's the most threatening part of her game? Is it getting to the free throw line?
God, it's everything. I mean, she is special to watch. Just so impressed with the pace she plays at, her ability to get to the basket, her ability to get to the free throw line. She never stops moving, and she plays with an attitude. I mean, I love the way she plays. You know, you can't, as soon as you relax, she's changing pace and going by you. So we've watched enough and played her and faced her, you know, last year to know what she's capable of doing.
We have time for one more, if there's one more for Coach. Didn't know about the fines previous. That's a bold move, talking about the beer and everything. Those fines already.
Well, the fines were a little comment about the three other people on the floor that I might not have agreed with.
I got you.
You know, the scorer, the scorekeeper.
Sure.
I mean, those three at the table were bad. I
Sure.
appreciate you.
Coach, we
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time. We have a 5-minute break. We'll have some players in here. A reminder for those that are here in person, Louisville's practice starts at 11:30. First 15 minutes will be open to the media. After the players for Louisville, our next press conference will be at 12:25 with LSU. We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes.